Hello and good evening, everyone. I hope you are doing well and that your Friday has been amazing. I'm feeling very relaxed because I've been drinking Cosmos that I made for myself yet again, and so I'm feeling good and a little spunky, a little feisty. Come on, Chalupa, come over here. Chalupa just had to get something in Bell, and then he slurped up some water, and now he's giving me a look. Anyway, tonight we are here not to talk about on passive. However, I will say that I did watch. Well, okay, I didn't really get to watch all the stream, but I got to watch like the big reveal, which really was a big disappointment in my opinion. And I'm like, okay, you're just putting another, ad on the Burj Khalifa. Chalupa, come over here. You can't get in there. He's trying to get into my office, and I'm like, no, dude, you can't go there. Anyway, but I will be talking about, on passive tomorrow along with Beth. And on Sunday, I'm having a special guest that I'm interviewing, Michelle Carpenter. She created the website mlmchange.org. So if you're looking to make a comment to the FTC about the most recent ANRP, it will walk you through all of that. And I'm sure we'll bring it up on Sunday and everything. But tonight, we are here to talk about two special brobots, Darren and Mike. Now, these robots, when I first started doing anti-MLM content, these guys kind of came into my world unexpectedly, and I got to know them because somebody had responded to an ad that somebody put out, a female that she put it out. And as I started digging through everything, because this person like passed it along to me, I discovered that these guys had this great big huge scheme going on to lead people to join the MLM known as Enagic, which is basically a fancy water ionizer. And they got really angry and very upset. And I didn't even have 1,000 subs at the time. They got super upset and annoyed by me. And they just sent mass hate to my video. And I'm like, okay. And then after the mass hate didn't work, because I'm like, why are you hating so much? That's just going to give me fuel to dig more because you're hating on me so much. And then they tried to do like a video takedown. That didn't work. And eventually they did a privacy claim because there was this one chick, the chick that put out the ad that the person responded to. I showed her image online for like, I don't know, all of like a half a second or something. And so that got it taken down. But I remade the video, and then I started making more videos on them because I'm like, you guys are really super sensitive. And so not only that, but then Beth, she came on board because she's like, yo, you are picking on somebody who's a friend of mine, and I don't like that. Hey, Beth, how are you doing? Thank you for being here for us to discuss the robots together, because I don't think we've ever done this before on a stream.
We haven't really touched on it. I know that you and I have done a couple of streams together, like back in the day, and I know we did one around the time where we kind of touched on it, but it wasn't like our main topic.
Yeah.
But so we've never actually done a full stream on it. But yeah, it was early 2020. I shared my video that I did on them today for you, actually, on my community tab. It was March 2020. And yeah, they had copy struck you a bunch. And then they were sending like mass hate to your videos. And you had sent me a voice message. And you were like, I don't know what I did so wrong. Like, they're so mad at me. They must be hiding something. And I was like, we'll find it. It'll be okay. And now here we are, years later, ready to talk about it.
Yeah, because the thing is, okay, here's the thing. Ash Mafara and on passive has been around since 2018, and we know that he has a history of scammy things, and we've been talking about all the scammy things and everything, right?
Oh my God. Sorry.
You
We just
know,
got a
and so
comment.
people might be going like, well, if he was a scammer, he'd be taken down. Meh, 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 meh. Well, these people can go on for a long time hurting people. They're not. It's not just because you're a scammer, you come out and all of a sudden, boom, you're shut down. it does take time. So recently, Bhutan, let's give a round of applause for Bhutan.
Yeah,
because
Bhutan's killing it right now.
Right?
Go
Because not
Bhutan,
only
like,
did they call out on passive as being a pyramid scheme, they're saying Darren and Mike are running a pyramid scheme. And it's like, yeah, because they want you to join Enagic, but they don't lead you to it right away. No. You
no.
attend a free webinar and then you pay $149 to get their course. And you think, oh, great, I'm going to learn how to run an online business. Nay. Because that whole thing is designed to get you to become an Enagic Hunbot. And that costs between $5,000 to $10,000, depending on what you get. But they aren't just stopping there. No. And I will show you guys this stuff tonight. They're also now members of Send Out Cards, another MLM. And in addition to that, once you get to a particular level in Enagic, then you have to do the Positive Shift Academy, which is another affiliate thing that they have layered upon all this other stuff. So they're running like multiple scams all together. And I find it quite entertaining.
Yep. Yeah. So we have someone in our chat that says that they lost $11,000.
That's a lot.
Mike and Darren. And that's actually very common with this scam because this water system is freaking expensive. So when you think, yeah, so when you think about it, you're paying a few grand for that. You're doing all these training courses. Each training course that they have you take, which, by the way, there's several of them. They have you jump through hoops a little bit before you get into the nitty gritty with this thing. This is actually like Amway. You guys know how Amway kind of like sucks people in, like they're doing a job interview and it's for like a legit business. And then you're like at your third interview before you find out that it's an actual MLM. These guys kind of run it the same way, although instead of interviews, it's like these coaching or training programs and all that. So they'll do that to you and they'll make you buy a few of them, right? Before they even really let you know what's going on, which is kind of what Ash is also doing with On Passive, right?
But it's not a few courses. It's the one initial course for $149. And you're fine. You can get your money back until you take the coaching call. Once you take the coaching call, you can't get your money back. And Kim,
and they don't tell you that.
And the trifecta for her was $11,000, which, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at.
No, that's a lot of money. And that's very common with these guys. They've taken people like for thousands of dollars each person. Every time that I hear about someone that got taken by the scam, it's at least $3,000-$4,000 gone. It's never like just a couple $100 is my point.
No,
like
it's thousands.
It's always thousands upon thousands. Like it's ridiculous to me.
Now, what's also funny, because I used to be able to go find them on Facebook. You can't find them on Facebook anymore. They took that down because of this Bhutan thing. They also took down their darrenandmike.com.
Yes, what they're doing now is they're doing LinkedIn. It is very popular with them now. So they've taken to LinkedIn to do a lot of their promoting.
Which I'm going to share with you what you sent because I find this so comical, especially
it made me laugh.
Came at me so hard, you know.
It was a good
How
one.
to handle negative feedback on social media. On the next Business Owner Live Mastermind, you will learn how to monitor your social media accounts for irrelevant content, knowing when and how to engage, how to be human, be transparent, and never go negative.
They were pretty negative.
Advice.
Yeah, they were pretty negative to you in those comment sections, and so were their
all their followers.
Friends. Yeah.
How to keep things in perspective. Considerations for leaving a response to negative comments.
How about considerations for not leaving negative comments? That might
How about just not doing that? How to deal with negativity from a friend or a family member.
That really just means how to deal with a friend or family member that won't come join this cult with you. That's really what that one means, right? It's like how to deal with your friend and family that tells you that this is a scam.
And maybe you should listen to your friend or your family member, just saying.
Always listen to your friends and your family over people that you do not know online. Please, your friends and family love you, they care about you, and they know you, and they want the best for you over these two dudes. Okay, I promise. Or Ash, or anyone out here that could be even more than me. Listen to your family and friends over listening to me, even. All right, they know you best. They got your best interest. Don't ever put them down for these asshats.
So I just have to call out what
sorry, I can't. Every time that this reveal happens, I just burst out laughing. Imagine being so narcissistic that you act like, imagine if we create a channel and then just called it Alonda and Beth. Like, I can't. And every time that I see this website page, I just burst out like, Darren and Mike. And they're like the most common names in the world too, by the way.
Well, you know, when I started talking about Darren, I used the Darren from Bewitched, the one with like the big ears, because he's like, they're so sensitive about having their picture shown. So sensitive.
Oops, sorry guys, you're kind of in
I have to call out what Angel said. I hate that these scams are allowed on LinkedIn. I do too. LinkedIn has become a cesspool.
They're all going there now because of Facebook and Twitter and TikTok cracking down on them. They've all moved to LinkedIn. I've been noticing that, especially in this last year for some reason.
I've been watching it for a couple of years. I went through a long period of unemployment, and it was just cruel having people like this come up to you with a pretend job. And that's what pisses us off so much.
It is cruel. I mean, it's really, really discouraging too when you're on LinkedIn to find a legitimate job and then you're just getting constant Hun messages, right? Like, it's like, get out of my DMs. I'm trying to find a real job, Karen.
Exactly. So I thought it'd be fun.
Karen.
Okay, we're going to read the article that was published in Bhutan, but I just wanted to show you that there is this website. Maybe we need to come back to this later and just look at the article first. And then we also will look at their training, because I was telling Beth, I'm like, I can access their training. I never joined, contrary to the article that we're going to read, because I'm quoted in it.
I love how they're like, you joined.
I'm like, no, I didn't. If you guys would have talked to me, you would have known I joined something that was similar to it, and I got ripped off. And it's not Beachbody, it was something else, and I went through this whole spiel of what it was. I did an entire video on it, which, by the way, I will show you my Enagic playlist, because I have that pulled up, because that's just
the kind show everyone that. In case anyone isn't aware that it's been covered before, because it's kind of back in the news now, but you did like a lot of coverage on them.
I did.
They were like going hard when you found them.
I did multiple videos on the thing is with Enagic, there's a lot of other groups that are similar to Darren and Mike's Dream Team. And so I covered some of those. So one of the ones that I did was how Hunbots file about an MLM with the FTC, which that has now changed. I should probably do an update eventually. And then we have this one, Enagic Kangan Magic MLM water scam. Then Mike and Darren rip off others, plus other Huns. So that was probably a compilation of things. I don't remember. I've slept since then. Mike and Darren online mentors free webinar, Enagic scam. And I go over like the entire thing. How I was scammed in affiliate marketing. And this is my story of something I joined that was very similar to what Darren and Mike are doing. Darren and Mike's $149 course revealed. And what I did is I created slides in PowerPoint, and I redid their entire course, because I figured they'd come after me going, you're taking our material without our permission. And showing
because hadn't they already tried to like copyright you by then?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
had.
they were every time you were doing a video, they were trying to copyright or copy strike you
They
if
were
they
trying to
could.
come after me. And then there was an article that came out about Kangen water curing measles. And I thought, okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting. So I just put it in here.
they've actually
Also,
been sued, eh? The BBB's looking into them for
the BBB started looking at them, I want to say in 2017, 2018, something
yep,
like
they
that.
finally got a case number in 2021 at the end of 2021. So they finally got it started, and it's for all those illegal medical
Illegal
claims that they
medical
were,
claims.
yeah, that's what it's
Then I
for.
did a couple of on the ACE initiative, and there's another one here on the ACE initiative. One of these, there was a takedown on, so I had to like redo it.
Yeah,
I don't remember which
I remember
one.
that.
I did the breakaway movement, which is another. And
Well,
then
there was a
here's the
time when you
hot
took all
tea.
your videos down on them because they started striking,
Yeah.
and we didn't want you to get 3 strikes and have it shut down because they'll shut down your freaking whole channel when that happens.
And then there's another one, like I had someone who had joined the ACE initiative, so I did one on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember what I did with Dave here, but we probably talked about Enagic there. It's been a minute. Then I reacted to some of their stuff. And
That
then there
video
was
pops
something
up
about
every time you Google
Google.
them, by the way. Your reaction
What?
video to them.
Oh, I know. It always
It
comes up. I'm
pops
like,
up
good.
like right. One of the first things that pop up is that video. And then for some reason, my video on them also pops up. It makes me laugh.
And so, as you can see, I'm showing you all of this. I didn't do just on Darren and Mike because I did a lot of other things that are related to Enagic, and they are part of Enagic because I wanted to show like there's a lot of the similar scams that are going on.
Yeah.
Exactly what Darren and Mike are doing. It just has a different name.
Oh, yeah. This water thing seems to be a new scam that a lot of people are doing. Even just like water purification systems
Yeah.
and stuff. It's been like a whole thing now.
Well, especially with COVID and everything. It's like everybody's like, look, we can save you.
Yeah, well, there was even like the nano vapor scams, and Lord, there was a whole bunch of them with COVID. But yeah, I also just found out, by the way, that these two were a couple.
Oh, you do? Yeah, they got married.
I just want to say that because when we first covered this, I don't think that they were totally public, and we were speculating. But yes, they've been married now.
So
Nothing
there
wrong
they
with
are.
that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying it's funny to me that I just found that out today.
And I can't remember which of them, but I know I covered it in one of the videos of like who was in a scammy thing first that drew the other one into it. Because I've gone into their backgrounds and stuff. And that was back when, they were a quote more public, meaning, they both had stuff on LinkedIn. There was stuff that you can find on Facebook. It was really easy to find it. But I already have all that documented. So if anybody's looking like, what is their background, just go start watching my videos and I'll tell you about it in one of them. Don't ask me which one, because again, I've slept since then and I don't remember. It's been a minute.
All I remember is Project AWOL.
Yeah, and I think
I don't remember which one joined it.
But there
Though.
was stuff before Project AWOL too.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know about that. I just had found out about their Project AWOL connection, and then that apparently led into the Enagic.
So here we have Mike and Darren live the good life in Canada as their MLM pyramid scam goes after the savings of ordinary Bhutanese. There it is.
I want to apologize on behalf of all of Canada for the existence of these two Canadians, to the Bhutanese and anyone else in any other country that they're ripping off. Thank you.
The Bhutanese has found that the two masterminds behind the major multi-level marketing MLM pyramid scheme in Bhutan selling expensive Enagic water ionizers are two men named Mike Dreher and Darren Ewert, based in Vancouver, Canada.
And Vancouver is a fancy city. I don't know if they're in Vancouver, BC, then yeah, they're probably living pretty good.
The couple run a large online network called the Dream Team, which is the main force behind recruiting many Bhutanese in Bhutan and also Australia into the ranks as digital business owners. And again, this is not the only group doing it. There's the Breakaway Movement, ACE Initiative, GAZ, which now GAZ is something else. I mean, there's multiples of this.
Yeah,
While
kind of
Enagic
crazy.
is an MLM company in Japan, it started in Japan, but there's also a US branch too.
There's apparently also a Canada branch
Yes,
now.
there is too.
So which is kind of funny. I just want to bring up, like, these guys are from Canada. So it did make me laugh. I believe Canada was the last branch they got. Like, I believe they started in Japan, put a branch in the US, and then put a branch in Canada, which to me was just very strange since they're from Canada. Usually you would start with your own country.
Well, no, the guy who started Enagic is from Japan.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense.
It heavily utilizes people like Mike and Darren to get
Ugh.
people to buy their machines. And that's what I'm saying is that there's these multiple organizations that people have created that
Yeah,
draw people in to become Enagic Hunbots, but they're not upfront about what they're actually doing. They're always selling you like the laptop lifestyle.
yeah, like, it's all seems to be like business coaching programs,
Yeah.
which is what we see a lot in MLMs, right? It's kind of the way that they trick you into their MLM. It's either through job interviews that are fake, or basically come and learn how to
Chalupa.
be a business owner, be an entrepreneur so that you can make your own money. Oh yeah, by the way, join our scam. That kind of thing.
This network of Mike and Darren has around 100,000 members focused mainly in Asian countries, with the majority coming from the Philippines. Big money. And this chalupa, come on, you can jump up. And sorry, my dog is like looking at me helplessly, going, Mama, how do I get up? It's like, you jump up. It is this network where Bhutanese are made to pay USD 149 to join, with USD, I don't know what this means, with USD 20 to set up a website. So maybe that they're having to pay in addition to the 149, because I did not run across that when I did my research. And another, and I'm guessing this NU is a Bhutanese currency of $550,000. I mean, well, whatever this is, it's going to equal anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000, depending on what package you get, or more in buying overpriced Enagic water ionizers, which enables them to become distributors. And that's the thing with Enagic. You can, as soon as you buy one of their machines, boom, you're a distributor, whether you want to be one or not. You automatically are able to become, like, start selling them if you buy one. Mike and Darren are the ones who pocket the USD 149 and also get major commissions in the sales made by their Dream Team members in Bhutan.
Oh God.
With around 100,000 members around the world, the two would be making an easy USD $14.9 million in just the $149 fees. Okay, Beth, will you read a little bit, because Chalupa is like needing help. I have to help the poor boy up.
No problem. I get it. I just had to run and stop my husband and daughter from fighting over a video game. So I get it. So, and even if half the members at 50,000 bought the machines to be distributors, the two would have made between 200 million and 300 million in sales, all of in US money, which, by the way, again, think of the exchange rate and the fact that these guys live in Canada. There is an exchange rate, so it is a lot more to them here. I just want to bring that up, of which a large chunk of commission would go to the two. And in the future, when these distributors recruit other members through sales, a chunk of their commission would again go to Mike and Darren. The pictures of the two can be seen on the screenshot taken by some distributors in Bhutan when the couple give the occasional mastermind webinar. And yes, they do call all of their webinars mastermind webinars. It's like, this topic, come to the mastermind, because
And I
again,
did
we're dealing with
with
narcissists.
before I started making the videos that I made, they had a lot more videos available publicly on their YouTube channel, but then they, unlisted them.
Yeah, they weren't deleted. They were just unlisted because
Just unlisted. Yeah.
they didn't lose any of the views. When people private their videos or delete their videos, it will look like they lost a bunch of views on their channel, but they didn't lose any views. So they were just like unlisted so that they could still share the link around privately, by the way. So this is what I kind of brought up earlier, is that it is under investigation by the BBB, which is the Better Business Bureau. And that started in late 2019, which Alana brought up, by the way. They had been under investigation for a really long time by them. But it does take, like, these places, the FTC, the BBB, all these places, they almost have to gather up a bunch of evidence before they can start an official investigation.
Exactly.
So that's what they mean when they say that they started this in 2019, as in the official investigation was able to begin in late 2019. And they're a nonprofit and reputed business rating agency that has rated around 400,000 businesses in USA and Canada. Opened its investigation into the Better Life Buzz, which is the BLB online platform used by the duo, among other platforms, because you best believe they use all of them.
Well, the thing is, they have like multiple landing pages and give them like different names.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll use every single platform they can to get as many people as they can. And then that's, of course, to funnel people into the dream team after complaints were filed against the duo. And that's what I mean. It often takes several years of complaints being filed and the BBB going after them, and it kind of not being resolved, and the same things getting filed over and over again before the BBB can take it in and be like, look, this place is obviously a problem. We need to like do a real investigation, and then they'll be told to go ahead, kind of thing. So they said the free webinar of 60 to 90 minutes in length is aspirational and motivational rather than informative, which we often see in these MLM webinars. I feel like that's all Ash does, right?
Yeah.
BBB points out that the webinar does not provide any specific detail about the affiliate marketing program, meaning they're not really mentioning Enagic at all. It's not even mentioned by name.
Not mentioned ever.
Yeah.
It's not mentioned until you take the coaching call. That's when the reveal happens.
Yeah, and to my understanding too, from what I gathered upon like researching anyone that was in this thing and reading some of the BBB comments, even sometimes during the coaching call, they didn't exactly say what the company was. They just let people know about the product and that it was an MLM. So some of them weren't even aware until just after that, once they had already kind of agreed to it as well, which is always an issue to me. It Works is knowing to do that too. Sometimes you don't find out you're joining It Works until you literally get to the page where you're putting in your information and paying. And then you're like, oh my God, this is It Works. It's so weird. I don't know how people can try to sell someone something like that and be like, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Like, I really know it bothers me. I could never do that. It just bothers me. So the few mentions of the program do not provide enough details for a viewer to understand how the program operates or what their investment will be. Again, they don't even really mention the products. Like, they mention access to mentors, high commission products without really telling you what they are, by the way, and a sales funnel, but do not get into any detail about what the viewer is expected to do in order to earn 6 to 7 figures in a year. And that's what I mean. Like, they literally don't tell you that it's a business, and they don't tell you that you're selling canned water. Like, BBB says the webinar also does not mention why they are offering this program to others at all. On the 16th of August, which is my mom's birthday of 2019, the BBB asked the BLB to provide some information. One is the average, median, and range of earnings for people using the program. So almost like their income disclosure statement, right? Because apparently they hadn't been handing those in either, by the way. Another is that the webinar mentions a proven sales funnel. And so, how is the sales funnel proven? If you say proven, by the way, you have to provide evidence that it's proven. You can't just be like, we proved this, and then
it's proven because we said so. We used it.
Yeah, like eventually people like the BBB, Ash, are you listening? Ask you to provide the evidence that this is a proven way of doing this. And so if you don't have that evidence, then they consider it non-evidence based. And then,
and I just want to answer to what Joe said. We know what Alonda is shopping for. Yes, I have been looking for a comfy bra for the big boulders I have in front of me. I have been doing that, and I have been very disappointed of things that I have gotten. I literally put on a bra and then 2 sports bras to hold these puppies up and give me any kind of support. That's what my life is.
Anyway. I do hope she's not looking for Thrive mascara, though.
No, I did. I have Thrive cosmetic stuff. I do like the products. That's not Thrive like Lavelle Thrive. That is,
I know, I'm half joking.
Oh, okay. But I am saying this is not MLM, and I have actually used the products from Thrive.
It is creepy, though, how the websites do this to us. I will just bring that up. So, yeah, they have to prove that it's a proven system because they've created a system, and they can't. So, of course, the BBB are asking it to answer all these questions, and they have not responded at all to any of these questions. So, with no response from its 2 main MLM agents, the BBB downgraded the ratings of the Enagic company from A+ to C-. And it had an A+ because they got a bunch of people to go and do ratings.
We love Enagic.
Yeah, and a lot of the MLM companies, and by the way, even McDonald's and normal companies do that. Like, it's not just MLMs, like all businesses are getting really bad at this fake review thing. A Facebook business page. The 2 also have a business Facebook page.
I'll start reading this. I'll read this part.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The 2 also have a business Facebook page called Darren and Mike, except for now you can't get to it. But so they did have it, which promotes their business, albeit in a mysterious and intransparent way, lacking the specifics, gives general social media advertising tips, and also engages in lifestyle marketing of exotic food, locations, home upgrades, etc. And they did. I mean, they were always showing like them eating somewhere, and they showed them like they had a house where they were like adding on different things, have this fancy pool, all of this stuff, lifestyle.
Yeah, I was just going to say their whole social media used to just be lifestyle posts.
Which, if you watch any of my videos that I did on them, there are some of my videos. Some of them I'm just showing like random video things of me, and I'm talking on. There's like ink falling down and stuff. But there are other videos I have of them. And then since they were so upset about me showing their faces, I started putting emojis over their faces just to mess with them because I found it comical. Anyway, since Facebook prohibits, and I don't know if Facebook does prohibit this or not. Beth, do you know? Advertising on its page for get-rich-quick schemes or schemes that offer abnormal and unrealistic returns like MLM companies.
Yeah, you can now report the Facebook business pages of Huns And you can also report their sponsored ads on Facebook. Same with Instagram. You can report them, but they don't really do much in terms of actually like shutting them down. They'll just remove the posts. It's
They'll
really
remove
hard
it
to
and then
get
they'll
them
just keep
to.
doing it. And if
Yeah,
anything,
like you just sit there doing that all day. But eventually, I guess their page might get shut down if they get enough
right.
of them.
And
But
they would just make another one. Members
yeah,
of the Dream Team regularly see their Facebook advertisement accounts disabled or restricted. Now, when you have a Facebook ads pay, like advertising account, that's connected to your personal
personal.
profile.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to because you have to have your credit card or debit card
Yeah.
connected to do the payments. So it usually does go through your personal, but it will still show up all on the business. And you don't necessarily have to connect your business to your personal page, like
On
public.
the 2nd of February 2022, the Darren and Mike Facebook page put up a post offering a live webinar to its members on creating a new business page, how to block Facebook cookies and tracking, changing the Wi Fi configuration, changing the server access and IP address if needed, when to run new ads, and what type of ads to start with, and how to win Facebook's trust back. Now, here's the thing with Huns. Whenever social media is like, nope, you can't do this anymore, they will find a way. Just like Facebook, at one time you could use before and after pictures. Now Facebook doesn't like that shit.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
and so,
It Works is completely banned on Facebook. And it's so funny because I think about this sometimes. Like, for some reason, too, when you're in these things and this happens, instead of a light bulb going off in your head while you're a Hun, where it's like, hey, this just got banned. Maybe you are doing something you shouldn't be doing. You literally just go, okay, how do I post now? It's such a weird manipulation that you're in because you
yeah,
would think that this would be the eye opener. But when I joined It Works, the very first day after I signed up, they let me know that I would have to do funky things to post my link up. Did I go, oh, I can't even post my link on here? I should, this will be a hard business to promote on Facebook. What am I doing? No, no. I just learned how to do it and
well,
work
that's
around
okay.
all these ways. And then did what basically Darren and Mike are teaching people because all of the MLMs do these things
Yep,
where they try to figure out how to get, around these rules.
hack it. Yep.
Yeah. And it's so strange to me when I look back because I'm like, where the heck was my brain? Because I'm definitely not someone who would be like, that's totally fine, guys. We're totally fine. Like I think of that
Well,
meme with the dog. I'm fine. And then like everything's on fire around him. It's like one of those situations. And I'm like, dude, I did not care. It was just all about being able to make the post and do what I was supposed
exactly.
to do to make
Exactly.
the sales to be successful because they do put
In
you
your
in that frame
MLM.
of mind where that's all you care about.
Incredibly, Darren and Mike are suggesting ways to its members to get around Facebook's safety systems that does not allow MLM schemes. This may also explain why sponsored Facebook advertisements put out by the Dream Team members, including in Bhutan, are very careful to not mention their MLM marketing or products and are generic ones on how the digital business changed their lives, etc. They would get blocked or restricted if Facebook got wind of what they were actually promoting. This means that the online distributors in Bhutan are promoting a business model on Facebook that is actually banned by Facebook. And so they have to use various tricks to ensure that Facebook does not ban or restrict them.
Yep.
That should give you pause if you are having to go like,
Well, like I just said, you would think that it does, but when you're
but it
so
doesn't.
into
You
it,
dig in more.
yeah, if anything, it actually does in a weird way. And this is why I try to like be sassy and classy instead of like insult them or like send hate towards the Huns. Because in a weird way, for some people, the hate almost fuels them more. So it's almost like, oh, Facebook's trying to stop me from make sales. Well, watch this, Facebook. I'm going to make tons of sales now.
Now, one of the things that Darren and Mike stopped doing, because like when I outed them and everything, they stopped running the webinars and they would have their Huns run them, which was really funny. Okay, Beth, why don't you read this part? And then when it gets to me where they're, like
Yes,
talking about me,
you
I'll read that.
definitely need to read that part so that you could set the record straight officially.
Okay.
A farmer insider spills the beans, and this one isn't Alonda, by the way. A former member of this dream team, Leonard Henry, who, by the way, if he ever watches this and wants to get a hold of Alonda to do a stream with her,
He already has. He already has.
Oh, have you? Awesome.
Yeah, we did a stream with each other a while back.
Look at that. See, we're on it. I'm not. I had no clue. I'm a moron. But Alonda's on it anyway. Who currently resides in London. Is that London, like England?
Yes,
okay.
I was
sorry. There's also a London, Ontario. And then since this was Canadian, I just had to ask. Sorry. Exposed how manipulative the recruitment is. Really. Like many in Bhutan, he saw the digital business through a Facebook advertisement while scrolling Facebook feed that talked about running an online business, quitting the 9-to-5 job, living the lifestyle they desire, and etc. Like all the Huns post. He registered through the Facebook business page, which is a little bit different than registering through the website because if anything, you get less information about what you're getting into. And saw a 90-minute webinar that did not tell him about the service or the product. Exactly. Your minute webinar. I can hear myself. I mean, I sound good, but I don't need to hear myself. I listen to myself enough as it is.
Sorry, that was my phone.
It's okay. But yeah, the Facebook would have way less information, and that's why they do that, so they can trick you. The presenters at the time were dun 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 Mike and Darren. This was followed by the US $149 offer to get access to more materials. On paying the money, some links were sent to watch the mystery product, and they probably do make it all like, ooh, you guys ready to see what we selling? Which are the Enagic water ionizers. It is still not revealed that a person has to mandatorily buy one of the machines to become a distributor. I feel like a lot of people signed up to this thinking that they were just selling them and that they didn't have to buy it. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, like you
got to buy it.
Yeah.
And you got to get new filters and you got to get this.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to get that.
Oh, yeah. There's like a whole bunch of stuff that they try to get you to get for these things to keep them going too, right? It's a endless scam. He said after he was watching these videos, Mike encourages the person to make a strategy call with a coach. And this is the coaching call.
And by the way, the coaches are people who are in Enagic at the 5A level. They have that's their ranking. Once you hit the 5A level, you can become a quote coach. And so that's who they're convincing you that, yeah, you should like totally buy one of these because then you can like sell them too. It's your business and you're just going to be making bank.
And then you'll be a coach. Don't you want to be a coach and call people up like me? Isn't it great? Don't you like what I'm doing? And then you're like, yeah, I want to do that. That sounds good. So then once a person makes the call, if the call is made, then the US 149 is not refundable. That's very important. And they don't let you know that either, by the way. It just kind of happens. And then if you ask for a refund, they're like, no, sorry.
Like, oh, you took the call. You
No,
can't
wait,
get a refund.
yeah, you took the call. So now, and you're like, well, what do you mean I took the call? Like, what? And they're like, yep, no, sorry. You paid for that. That was a coaching call. So just considered that you paid for the coaching call and your webinars. And you're like, oh, gee, thanks. Once a person makes the call, the coach will tell you that you have to buy at least one US. Now, this is why I say people are always losing at least like $4,000 with this damn thing, because the thing is a $4,000 Enagic machine to be a member. So everyone that's gotten involved in this scam has very much at the minimum paid the $4,000 plus the $149. That's the least amount that they end up ripping people off for, besides just the $149 if you just get out after the coaching call. But a lot of people feel like once they do that coaching call and they don't get that initial refund, they've already got their foot in the door.
Sunken cost fallacy.
Yeah. Leonard says, at this stage, reality will now step in and you will now realize that you will not be able to get your money back, is basically what I just said. So you either have to continue your journey with the dream team or lose out on the $149 US easily. And some people don't want to cut that losses. For some people, it's harder to cut their losses on the $149 than it will be to lose the $4,000 and then tell themselves that they went for it, even if it doesn't work out. And that's what they're told also. You almost have this like ingrained into your brain, right? That's a better option than to just lose out on the $149. And I think a lot of us, just as human beings, we don't want to be seen as quitters or people that give up. And then that's also thrown on you. Oh, well, so you don't want to quit.
Work.
Yeah.
So
for a lot of people, like I said, once they pay that $149, if they're not going to get the refund, it's like, oh, well, I might as well just go for it now because I don't want to be the type of person that, didn't take the opportunity. He further added, at this stage, I was now saying to myself, what have I done? Unfortunately, it was too late, so I had to carry on. The machine that I bought at the time was the SD501 model, which cost me $4,000. And yes, by the way, they do upgrade the models, and they do tell people to buy the new ones, even after they've already bought the old ones. That's how people lose thousands and thousands of dollars too. Isn't that great? For those who do not have enough savings to make this huge payment, there are two additional options.
This really pisses me off.
Because here's the thing, right? If you don't have enough money to make this, then you must definitely need it so that you can have it and then sell it to make the money, right? That's what they tell you. So one of the options that you have is to take out a bank loan and buy the machine, which they will tell you to go to your bank and take out a loan. Go to your bank and take out a loan for college before you do that, please. And the other is to take out a credit card and make a down payment and then make the remaining payments each month for over a year. A similar financing scheme is available to Bhutanese members, and I promise you, if you take either of these options with the interest rates and the payments you'll have to make, even just fees for having the account and having the loan, having the card, etc., you'll be paying about 3 times the amount.
Yep.
After filling in the paperwork with help from a mentor, which is probably the coach dude that called you on the phone or the person that's signing you up, he got his ID and access to online digital marketing training, which will be like an e-suite, just like On Passive has, that will have like a little training area in it. However, Leonard says the training did not do much for him, as it was very basic, with the resources already available for free online, like we say, they always are. And the main thing he was told was to create Facebook advertisements to get leads, which again, you have to pay for.
And here's the thing, because I got caught in making the Facebook ads. People who have a background in marketing or whatever, they're going to make bomb ass Facebook ads. There you are. You don't know how to write copy. You don't know how to do the pic. You don't know Shinola. Okay.
Yeah.
And there you are having to make these ads and pay for them. And you have to come up with a budget. And there's a lot of people who they're not going to want to spend $10 a day because that adds up really quick. So you get into even more debt because now you're forced to create these ads in Facebook on the hopes that maybe somebody is going to say, hey, yeah, okay, this looks interesting. Let me go to the free webinar. Oh, now let me continue and buy the 149 thing. Oh, now and let me join. And I mean, it takes you through this process. And so the likelihood of that happening, slim and next to none. Sorry.
Yeah, well, Jeff McKenzie just wrote a comment and says, I wish I lost the $149 instead of 11 grand for the trifecta and $800 in Facebook ads.
Oh, holy shit.
Or 8,000. Sorry, that's worse.
Holy
and that is literally what happens. And $8,000, I know that sounds like a lot for you guys, but I promise you that's like maybe 3 months worth of ads. It couldn't be eaten up $8,000. Like, that's how quick those Facebook ads, like, it can be anywhere from freaking $1 a day to $500 a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like literally it can add up real quick. You could use $8,000 in Facebook ads in 2 weeks, really. Like, you have to be very careful, please. I just want to put that message out there too. Like, if anyone out there, if you are doing Facebook ads for any small business, for your YouTube channel, for anything, just do be very careful of that. All right, we good to continue now? Sorry.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we put that out. So he got his ID and sorry, I think I already read that. Where was I? Oh yeah. This created the next financial headache as Leonard realized there are not many takers for an overpriced water ionizer being sold through the MLM route. I am going to say most people, if you're selling a water purification system, they want you to come to their house to talk to them about it. So it would be harder to do online. He said he spent $10 per day US in Facebook advertisements, coming to around $300 per month. However, of the 100 leads he got, nobody took the 149 offer. So he made no money, as his money would only come from commissions on the machine on recruiting a new member.
That's so sad. And so
you don't get commissions on the 149 either, I guess. So even if they do the 149 and go to that webinar and take the coaching call and then they quit, you don't get anything. You don't get it until they pay the $4,000 for the. So that's a little annoying. They should at least give you something for the 149. Jesus. But I guess that's to keep you working so that you make sure all those people buy the system, right? Otherwise, some people would be okay with just getting people to go to the webinars and collecting that money. So I'm sure they don't want that. With Facebook banning MLM advertising, they haven't fully banned it. I just want to say that it's not like fully banned. They're just cracking down on the FTC rules about the advertising. So if the MLM is doing it within the good rules, then they're okay. But if they make income claims, medical claims, or if they seem spammy or etc., then you can get the ad taken down. His Facebook ads account was shut down. And then he had to use a spare Facebook account, which again, if it's connected to your personal account can then be affected. Then you have to think if the person spent years posting pictures of their family and friends on there.
Boom, gone.
Boom, gone. See, these things can take everything from you. Leonard said that if the two had straight up told people they have to buy expensive machines and recruit other people to do the same to earn commissions, then people would not be interested, which is exactly why they don't do that. This is why our people are misled through a sales funnel above, where people think they are getting trained or getting help to run an online business. So this is where you also get other MLM Huns that show up thinking that they're getting trained. And then all of a sudden they're in like 4 MLMs because they're trying to get MLM training. And it's just like them going to these things and then signing up for MLMs. It happens.
I did it.
Yeah, no, that kind of thing happens all the time because they go, oh my God, these people are going to train me on how to run like Beachbody better. And then you go to a bunch of their trainings and then all of a sudden you're also an Amway and an Enagic and you're like, what the hell? So it said, he said, like Leonard said, Mike and Darren used deceptive methods to lure vulnerable individuals, which, of course, my thoughts are anyone that would have to get a bank loan for this or a credit card to pay this would be considered vulnerable to me because they can't even afford the freaking thing. So it's pretty gross, in my opinion, to go after people that can't even afford it. And then Leonard had to sell his machine at 1/4 of the price on eBay. So think about this for a second. Basically, what that tells you is that they're selling them for 4 times the price of what they should be selling them for. Because a lot of people actually use eBay to do their pricing. Like for a lot of businesses and stuff, if they're doing like entrepreneur business where they're, selling stuff online and whatnot, they'll go to eBay. Hawk shops use eBay. I have a friend that works at one. That's what they use. Like eBay is used for that. So if you could only sell these things on eBay for 1/4 of the price, that just proves to me that they're upping the price. Like the price is crazy inflated on these things that they're selling them for. And that's, of course, because of the MLM business model. A lot of people don't understand that every single product in an MLM is always overpriced so that the Huns can get paid. All right, sorry. Now you can continue because isn't this where you start to get
it's like right after this is where my stuff comes in. So I will continue.
Okay.
A scam. A September 2021 article in medium.com by James W. exposes Mike and Darren of running a scam. James says a scam is defined as a dishonest scheme or a fraud. He lists out 5 reasons for it being a scam. The first is false advertising or dishonesty, as you are tricked into thinking you are joining an online training or business system, but in reality, you're charged $149 to be convinced to become an Enagic distributor and to buy an overpriced water machine. The second criteria is secrecy, as by not identifying the business with a defined public brand, they go unnoticed, and it is more difficult to find information about them on the internet, which is very intentional. When you join, they ask you not to share information outside the group, neither the name of the private group nor the name of the company, and basically nothing. The Facebook groups are secret by design. The less people know, the better, writes James. That sounds a lot like Ash and what he's doing, if you ask me. Third is social network abuse, as Facebook forbids advertisements promoting business models offering quick compensation for little investment, including multi-level marketing opportunities. Fourth is that it is a predatory scheme that targets people with minimal computer literacy, experiencing hardships with promises for easy money, a typical get-rich-quick scheme. The fifth reason he gives is selling the lifestyle, as the whole marketing pitch these two do is based on the financial freedom dream. He says only a very small number actually make money. The foundscam.com that identifies scams also lists the network run by Mike and Darren as a scam. The site says it has noticed that recently that the Asian market is flooded with online digital business. The ads come from different people and it is not one person, but it is all a chain of affiliates. He says these people don't care if you succeed or fail. They only care about if their affiliate scam continues and whether they get money or not. Similarly, there are other online videos and resources which point to Duo as a scam. Mind control. One surprising aspect of this scam by Mike and Darren in Bhutan is how many well educated Bhutanese, like civil servants, corporate employees, bank employees, Bhutanese in Australia, and others, have fallen for it. And even today, despite the revelations, many of them defend the scam ferociously. This is where another dark aspect of the scam comes into play in the form of indoctrination and mind control. Here again, another former Dream Team member. I was never a Dream Team member, so I'm setting that record straight.
I saw that, by the way, and I was like, oh, Alonda's gonna love that. When you were like, I'm in the article, and I went to go find it, that's the first thing I saw was another former Dream Team member, Alonda. I was like, oh, this will be good.
Has put out a lot of material on her experience. Well, okay, not my experience, basically the research I did through several YouTube videos, which I showed you guys my playlist and everything. She said that from the very beginning, the potential recruits are told that they are independent business owners or entrepreneurs, and the network supports each other to mutually succeed. That's with all MLMs. She says that one of the videos they show to the members is a video on mind shift by controversial speaker Tony Robbins, who uses the theory neuro-linguistic programming NLP, which is used by a lot of MLMs. Alonda said under NLP adherence claim, there is a connection between neurological processes and language and behavior patterns learned through experience programming, and these can be changed to achieve specific goals in life. She said, and I don't remember saying any of this, but maybe I did in the videos because it's been a minute. An alarm goes off for me since it means you are being indoctrinated. It gets you to believe you can reprogram your mind to get a particular goal, and doing so puts the blame on you if you do not get results.
I mean, they're not like misquoting you. Like, it does sound like something you'd say.
It does sound something like I would say, yeah.
You would definitely talk about how they're indoctrinating people and how that all of the MLMs basically do
it's all
reprogramming.
Yeah. She also said the blame is not to put on a flawed business model, and instead the individual is blamed. And yes, I have said that. That's how it works.
I think we've all said like that similar sort of thing, because that's just like all MLMs across the board use that. And Tony Robbins is like king of MLMs. Like a lot of them really love Tony.
Worship him, yeah. Here, your massive actions will be to spend money on Facebook advertisements so that you can get other people to get to the landing page to go for the USD 149 course and be Enagic distributors, she added. She says the whole recruitment process is where a person is primed to pay for the machine with promises of accessing a team, like-minded entrepreneurs, get ongoing training, etc. And the person is told it is an investment.
And I think one of the things about the training ones and the coaching ones, which is a little grosser to me than like just these normal ones that are like, hey, come sell our makeup and whatnot, is all of these things are about being an investment for you for your business. But the training and coaching ones are about you investing in yourself as a person and you doing personal development. And for some reason that, well, I mean, because it's more personal, I guess.
That will translate into success.
Yeah, and it almost indoctrinates you into it quicker.
Yep,
Because everybody wants to better themselves. I mean, I bet you we can all sit here and list 10 things that we would want to better ourselves in, right? If you're the type of person, which most people are, that want to, you know, do well in life, be better at things that they're interested in and whatnot. So it's like not that weird for people to want to do personal development. A lot of people are told, even in their normal real day jobs, to go and do personal development. I was in social work. They are all about doing personal development. So for me, going into an MLM wasn't that strange, because for me, it was the personal development world. It wasn't only about your business and your MLM. No. This was all personal development and bettering me and myself as a person. So it goes like deeper than just being a business opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's just so much more gross to me and more manipulating. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest.
It's okay. She said the reality is that the person buying the machine is not an entrepreneur, but a contractor. One part of being a member is the weekly mastermind sessions, touching base with the mentor or coach and being active in their community. This is where more of the brainwashing occurs by watching the weekly mastermind seminars, said Alonda. Though the members are entering a MLM pyramid scheme, they are told this is not a MLM pyramid model or a get-rich-quick scheme. Members are told they should start living the life you deserve. They are told to create a business page on Facebook under the entrepreneur option and do attraction marketing. Members are told to post 3 to 5 times a day. Alana said that is a lot, and people do not realize they are not only competing among fellow members, but also with Mike and Darren, who have far more resources.
But that's the funny thing, is that I find that whenever I look into these coaching ones, right, the guys that are training and doing all the coaching, they don't actually give a crap if any of the people they're coaching actually do well, by the way. All they care about is that you're joining their team now, and now you're under them, and they're going to be making money off you. That's all they care about. And it's just so funny because you can see it.
She said she spent around $1,500, but only got around 1,700 likes and 8 leads. Now, I will let you guys know this was when I was in Beachbody.
Yeah.
Not part of the dream team, that I did pay for ads to get likes on my Facebook page, which now I transformed into the Recovering Hunbot. And so people have kept on liking it, even, you know, from when I was a Beachbody coach. But yeah, that's all that I got from paying whatever, and I don't even remember how much I paid.
But I will tell the article, if you want to come and get a hold of Jeff McKenzie, he's spent $8,000 on Facebook ads for this specific one.
And it didn't do anything.
And it did nothing for him. And so, and that's often the story, by the way. I've even heard that, by the way, in terms of YouTube channels, where people have paid for Facebook or Instagram ads for their YouTube and hardly get any subs off of it. So I'm saying, like, to me, it's just not the greatest marketing system for anyone, by the way.
And you know what's so funny now is that, you know, my channel is like, I haven't bought anything.
No,
it's just been organic. And it's like, if people like me, they subscribe. If they don't, they move on. And that's
I often joke that I've made more money doing YouTube. I made more money doing YouTube, by the way, in my first 2 months of being on YouTube than I ever did, like, with ads, because I was on here for like almost 2 years before I got monetized. But like, yeah, within 2 months after getting monetized, I had already made almost double than I did in a year of being in an MLM on YouTube here. And yeah, I haven't paid for a sub. I haven't paid for a follow. I often cover the people that come and ask me to pay for those things because they're funny to me. Me and my friend Kitty Smith like to troll those ones. So it is funny when I think about like how much time and effort I had put into trying to get followers and people to follow my page. And I think I ended up with maybe 50 followers tops in a year for my pages. And to be honest, they were all my friends. Like I have about 50 personal friends that will just sub to me with anything I do in my life. And so it was just those people that follow me in everything that I do, not like anyone that was like brand new or that was like, oh, cool, it works, or Sensi, I'll join. Whereas when I did YouTube, it was like within a week, I had already gotten over 200 people following me to be like, yeah, what do you have to say? So it just goes to show people really don't care about MLMs.
Nope, they don't.
They would rather listen to your opinion on YouTube about how much you hate MLMs. Just throwing it out there.
She said the videos do not show who made how much money, the success and failure rate, and how many people have left the scheme. Referring to the use of NLP and MLMs, Alonda said people need to learn how intelligent people get caught up in MLMs like in cults. And I will stand by that. Even in the community chats, people who ask uncomfortable questions are asked not to be negative, and those who raise criticisms are kicked out of the group.
Geez, that sounds real familiar.
Doesn't it? On passive. Alonda also talked about the harassment techniques, that Mike and Darren use to go after their critics like me. One popular approach is to send legal notices, cease and desist, and sue people. And another is to get their members to dislike her videos and also post abusive comments. Plenty of both. Alonda said the duo are particularly sensitive to having their picture put up. Hence, I would pick out the worst emojis I could possibly find, like spiders, a snake, anything, and smack it over their faces because it's like, oh, you don't like this? I will make you look even more ridiculous.
Yeah, we can be petty over here in the anti-MLM community, but we don't feel that bad about it because we're being petty about scammers and people who are going after vulnerable people. So I don't mind memeing and putting spiders on them.
You want to go ahead and take this over, and I will mention which, because they do talk about GAZ, and
yes, for sure.
I did go ahead and take over, but I did other videos on this stuff, like I said.
Yeah. So Mike and Darren's past. An article by Anna's Analysis shows that it all started with a group called Project AWOL, founded in 2012 or 2013 by Kayla Kanai and Cameron George. Project AWOL placed second and fourth in the 2016 Enagic sales contest. There were also a few members of AWOL that went on to create their own Enagic training platforms. Two other guys who were in AWOL are Matthew Jang and Julian Sherman, who created Global Affiliate Zone in 2016, which was rebranded to Affiliate Institute in 2019, both of which Cameron from AWOL also co-founded. Global Affiliate Zone, or GAZ, seemed to focus more on Enagic. In the first 15 months of GAZ, 31 people were making over $100,000 out of around 9,000 members. A branch off of GAZ was Darren and Mike, founded in 2016. They also have platforms called Wealth Achieved, previously called Workshop Replay. It's My Time Today. I don't think it's their time any day. I'm just throwing that out there. Achieve Freedom Today and Better Life Buzz. They can freaking buzz off. These are basically 5 roads that all lead to the same place. Hell? Oh no, the dream team. Anna's analysis says that it seems to be working out for them, though, as Mike, as of August 2020, is at least a 6823, which that sounds like Latin to me. And Darren is at least 6824. I love how these MLMs always have different ranks and they all mean different things, and then none of them ever mean the same thing. So none of us ever know what the heck they actually mean. Then we got to go look it up, which is very high rank in the pyramid. Well, I'm assuming with significant financial compensation. In Bhutan, there are also the offline Enagic dealers who sell the machines. Yes, people do go door to door with these as well. And while there is no 149 US fee, these dealers also try and recruit people's downline to sell the machine, as they would also get a commission off the sale of the machines.
Okay, I want to show you guys something real quick. Where are we on this? Because I was looking this up. Okay.
We are at Mike and Darren do not answer questions, but block the reporter.
Okay. I was able to find one of their landing pages, and I'm going to explain to you how it's different today than what it used to look like.
Is it the .com one?
Because
they just put that up too.
Hang on.
I can find it now. They now have Enagic.com back up.
No, this one is my time today.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
You used to be able to see a picture of Darren and Mike. Now they don't have that anymore, but they have watched the webinar, so you can actually watch, the a recorded webinar. Okay, that might be interesting to do sometime, unless they find out that we're doing this and they take it down, because they do stuff like that because they're that petty. And then there's click here to join. And so it's Darren and Mike because bam, USD 149 right there.
There's someone in our chat named Calvin Dream that says, we were removed after 3+ years for not conforming to the dictatorship of Mike and Darren.
Wow.
Which I actually completely believe, because again, this is a cult. I believe that all MLMs are actual commercial cults. There's a type of cult that's commercial cults. It's MLMs. And that is how that would go. Whoever is running the team, they could even start running your life. Like, when you're in an MLM, like I was in a health and wellness one, they were like telling me what to eat and when to sleep and how much water. I would have my upline write me several times a day asking me if I drank my water and crap. Like, it got weird, dude. It got weird. So they can get real dictatorshipy, and you could feel like you're in Cuba all of a sudden. Sorry. Okay, I'll stop now.
You're good. You want to keep going?
Yeah, sure. I'll read this next part. Mike and Darren do not answer questions, but block the reporter. We all know I'm in it for the drama here. This reporter sent a list of 10 questions to Mike and Darren through a message on their Facebook page. The Facebook icon for read messages show that they saw the questions, but they did not answer them. Surprise, surprise. They just like to copyright strike things. Or I'm surprised, actually, that they haven't been giving out DCMA notices to these articles. The questions ask them about their response to the fact that a lot of online resources and articles call their network a MLM pyramid scheme, and on them being called manipulative and recruiting people and making them buy machines. How dare they? They were questioned on why the vast majority of their members lose money with only a few at the top making the money. They were asked on why their machines are so overpriced with no credible medical benefits, but still make false medical claims. They were asked about the numbers of people in Bhutan and the success or failure rate of Bhutanese, and if they can share this data with them, which they should be doing in income disclosure statements, by the way. The reporter also asked them about why their scheme is so secretive in Bhutan and about the charges of false advertising. They were also asked if they are aware that MLM pyramid schemes are illegal in Bhutan, and who would be legally accountable once the authorities take action. After reading the questions, the duo blocked the reporter from their business page instead.
Shocking.
Dun, dun, dun. This is a good one for you to read.
All right. What are the regulators doing? It has been learned that the Office of the Consumer Protection, OCP, has already launched an investigation and will come out with a report on the issue soon. Once the OCP report is out, the Royal Monetary Authority, RMA, is also expected to take action on the financial side with the Financial Intelligence Department and Department of Foreign Exchange already looking into the issue. The Bhutan CIRT is also on board. In the meantime, the Drug Regulatory Authority, DRA, president, and I can't pronounce the person's name, said that Enagic machines and Kangen water are not registered with them, so the distributor should not make any claims of medical benefits. Enagic machine sellers and Kangen water distributors have been making medical claims in Bhutan, as they typically do everywhere these machines are sold. He said for any drugs or medical equipment coming to Bhutan, they should register with DRA and provide the medical studies to back their claims. He said action is taken against those making false medical claims. One issue coming up is the fact that those who create or spread pyramid schemes in Bhutan are not adequately prosecuted, which is why it does not serve as a deterrent. Here, an OCP officer said if provisions apply, then they can apply fines and penalties under the OCP rules and also the violation of trade rules like carrying out business without a license. And that's something we've been thinking about in terms of on passive of these people being in all these different countries. Do they need to have a license or not? And if they don't have a license, what could happen to them? Side note, in the meantime, the Dream Team members in Bhutan have written to the MOEA minister, this person's name, requesting the ministry to allow them to do their business in Bhutan because they still believe in the hope they were sold. One of the offline distributors even publicly claims to have made a presentation to the prime minister as if, in September 2019, the former labor minister, this person's name, and now the home minister, was the main guest at the launch of the Enagic machine outlet marketing Kangen water, though it is likely that the minister was not aware of the controversy behind the product he was launching. Exactly. And that's what these things will do. Will invite people of big names, be it someone who's political, be it a celebrity, someone that people trust, and they don't really know what they're doing. And they're just like, yeah, okay, there's this thing. Meanwhile, it's like a scammy thing. However, the official launch by a minister has led to some government officials mistakenly thinking that the business is sanctioned by the government, which is not the case. And that's the problem getting any government officials involved, is that these companies and people who are running scammy things like Darren and Mike will point out, well, so-and-so's is there, so it must be okay. As a matter of fact, and I cannot remember which company did it, but they made it look like the Queen of England was backing a particular, it was Kayani. It was Kayani, and I showed that of what they did. And that is not an uncommon thing to have happen, is to make people think it's being backed by something official.
Well, I am going to say we are having a little bit of an issue right now in our world with the whole alkaline water being a miracle cure. We have people like Tom Brady and Beyonce that have been promoting that this is a thing, and that it can help you because it's based off of the acid ash hypothesis, right? Which I'm sure you're familiar with,
No,
right?
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, so basically basically there was this oh fuck, what was his name? There was this doctor that made like a series of books, and they were talking about the pH of water. And basically, if you did an alkaline diet, then it would treat anything from digestion to cancer to women having problems getting pregnant. He ended up getting sentenced to jail in 2017 because he didn't have a license. But ever since this whole thing has happened, it's kind of been like this old idea that if you get water and you eat certain things like certain meat, dairy, and eggs, then you get what's called acid ash in your body. And then that can apparently increase your acid levels. And then that will like change around all of your like health. It'll give you better hydration. It's a stupid pseudoscience theory basically about the stupid acid ash thing that happens in your body if you drink a high pH water. It's been around for a long time. And like I said, there's been a lot of stars even in Hollywood and crap. And that's why this MLM was so popular when it came out. Because this came out just before that doctor got charged.
Well, Enagic has been around for a long time. It probably is that there was these, like the Dream Team and all these other little segments came out and started pumping it up. But Enagic itself, it's been around 30, 40 years.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So they jumped on the whole like freaking bandwagon of this water thing because the idea of the whole water having a higher pH level and it being better for you is not that weird. Like for example, it's kind of like how some people drink like sprinkle water and some people drink like just ocean water. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people think the more purified, the higher pH levels, the better the water. This is kind of like taking that idea one step further and claiming that this special water, and if you use an ionizing system for the water, which is where these people come in, of course,
Right.
then you literally can like fix your health. So yeah, if you have cancer and you drink water with a high what they call like will give your body a high acid ash. You can look this. Maybe I'll do a video on it soon because it is a pseudoscience. That's kind of my thing. But yeah, it's like this whole thing, and they think that if you drink water, then it will cure your body, basically rehydrate you, through the great hydration that you get from this perfect water that's all ionized and has a high alkaline level and all this, you cure yourself of all ailments. Basically, so, all the way to cancer, they've claimed.
Logan, so this duo, Darren and Mike, bought a hotel? Is that what I'm getting? Holy crap. I know that they've had some kind of fancy swanky place, and Jeff says that they bought another penthouse in Vancouver. Jeez. Yeah, I just hope these people are taken down because they have been hurting people for a long time. And that just is something that I take issue with. You're just lying to people. But I did want to show the most recent thing because their training has changed. Now they include using Google Translate, but it's not like they're really giving you anything that you can now like go out on your own and you're like, okay, I got it. I can, like go make all these ads. I can do this. And
yeah,
I
also, it's not like they're giving you anything, by the way, that you couldn't get for free. I think that's the thing that pisses me off more. Listen, if you want to charge people for something, offer them something extra that they're not going to be able to find anywhere else. Right? Yeah. You don't have the right to like charge people for things that they could Google and read on their own. I just find that cruel.
Down here is not only are they selling this Enagic stuff now, and is it going to come on the same page? Are you guys seeing this, or did it shift to a different page? I think it went to a different page.
It didn't. It didn't.
Okay, hang on. Let me show you this.
You have to do the share this tab instead.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I am. I'm getting there. Is it this one? Hang on a second. Okay. So now they have this affiliate program that you can also join, and they're going to they tell us like at what level. Okay. Mandatory for coaches who are 5A plus. Coaches, the people who are, doing the calls going like, you need to join Enagic. You can make money doing this.
Now you don't get your refund.
Exactly.
Those guys.
So that's what they're getting, but they're also having to pay for this damn thing and going to to get their mindset all like, oops, no more of the video, and get their mindset all with it. So and I've never really looked into this guy, but here's the membership packages. And I may have mentioned it in a previous video. So you can pay,
Holy crap,
so you can
this is $55 a month?
Yep.
Jesus, fuck that.
And look at this.
That's on top of everything else.
You're trying to get other people to buy into this too. So that's something that they also shill. But wait, there's more. Okay. There's more. Which, that's why these guys get even just grosser, is because there's just more and more and more. And it just always
thumbnail. Like my little picture here. They're
all right.
failures.
So now, and we will go look at this too. So you see this right here. This is send out cards. Send out cards is another MLM. So not only are they pushing Enagic, they're pushing Positive Shift Academy, but they're not just pushing
training.
Yeah. They're also pushing, send out cards. And where is it? Which one is it? Give me a moment and I'll find which tab I have open because I have so many. Where is it? Is it this one? No, it's not that. Good Lord, where is it? It's not that. I swear I'm going to find it. Oh, okay. This is it. Oh, hang on just a second. Let me look at this. What was that?
A relationship guru? Jesus Christ. I don't want relationship advice from Darren and Mike.
Oh, okay. So this goes to training.betterlifebuzz. Okay, that's what I was looking at. Okay.
That's just their other one that they're known for.
Right. Yeah. So you're becoming a relationship guru with these damn cards. Okay. And you know that this is all related to Darren and Mike, because as you get down here, somewhere it's going to tell you.
Damn it, why does Canada have to be first?
Okay, so then you start seeing stuff down here in this yellow stuff. Okay, you are
like 1995.
With send out cards. You can change your plan at any time. So here we have down here. The only link that you may use to join send out cards is the admin system. Never share your send out card link with anyone already in the dream team. Only share it with non-members. So you can learn all about this is what you do to join send out cards. So once you are part of it, doesn't end. You're going to be part of send out cards too. And then eventually, if you stick around long enough, Positive Shift Academy. And it talks about how you make money. And then there's some more stuff that's just related
just like 5 to infinity. 5 to infinity. 5
and I'm not going to read all of this stuff. But the whole point
Passion project.
No, sometime if you want us to, we could actually play these and look at it and probably just tear it apart because we'll be
just exploded. I swear to God, the compassion project. I think Mike and Darren need to get some compassion before they run something on this site called the goddamn compassion project. Just saying.
So so that's all.
I'm now triggered by something called the Compaction Project. For God's sakes, this is where my life has gone.
be triggered by all of it because
Actually, you know what, Jeff? That's very true. They actually did a study that proved that over 50% of people drop out of the MLM within the first, like, what was it, 3 months?
and they keep, well, it's the churn. They're just keep on bringing in new people, and they have other people out there putting out ads. So, in reality, they don't have to spend that much money on ads. If they do spend any money on ads, is they are getting everybody else to, spend the $149. So they pocket all of that. And it's just bonus if people happen to sign up with Enagic and they end up on, it's an 8-point system of like how you get paid with Enagic. Very confusing, like every other comp plan. And Enagic will say, like,
Oh yeah, I
MLM.
remember going through theirs and being like completely
Horrified.
friggin' confused. And you know me and numbers. That's always a fun time for me and my subs when I'm trying to go through numbers. And I didn't understand a thing. And it wasn't just the numbers. I was like, I don't even know how this thing would work. Makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like insanity. But now we have the Darren and Mike website, online marketing mentors. Discover more.
I'm sorry. I'm never going to not laugh when I see that. This is my favorite picture of them, by the way. As you see,
So
it's the one I used. Aren't they cute?
taking the opportunity. When Darren and Mike had the opportunity to leave the corporate world behind them years ago and work for themselves, they took the opportunity and ran with it.
Bro, that was corny.
Business world behind to work independently, they have been able to set their schedules, make their own decisions on who they work with, and travel as they please. All of this freedom has led starting their own business. Okay, it reads weird. All of their freedom has led starting their own business. Darren and Mike, they now help to teach other people how to become successful online marketers. Learn more. Okay, so then we get all of this.
I'm sorry, I can't. Oh my god. The rainbow.
Yeah.
The rainbow umbrella picture there. I can't even talk. It's flooring me. I haven't even had a Cosmo tonight.
Yeah, my Cosmos have worn off. I feel like I need more now just to deal with them,
This is what their Instagram and their Facebooks like look like, by the way. It's basically all these types of pictures and then pictures of like their house and stuff like that.
Yep. So, and then there's media and contact and everything. So they did take down their darrenandmike.com website, but they, came back with something else because scammers got a scam, they're not going to stop. But I just find it interesting.
We got to make you some merch. Let's say things like scammers got a scam with your little like Wonder Woman robot here and stuff.
Yeah, I love the Wonder Woman robot you made for me. Thank you so much. But I mean, they are going to just keep going and finding ways to like go around what has come out, because I mean, they tried to shut me down and they've got very upset with the videos I made. Extremely.
Yeah, they just commented to me and then deleted their comment, and then that was it. I was very disappointed in our fight. Like, I'm just saying, it's very disappointed. I was like, that's all you got for me? Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I mean, at least Ash gave me a strike. Come on now.
I'm surprised their minions haven't shown up in our chat to start going, meh, meh.
Well, apparently they must have done that webinar.
The webinar of how to avoid hate or whatever.
How to deal with y'all hate us. This is how you deal with negativity, meaning anyone that says that this is a scam.
And we will say it's a scam.
It's a big scam. Don't do it. People have lost thousands of dollars. At the minimum, you will lose 149 US or 4,149 US.
So, Beth, I was thinking that tomorrow we could go back to on passive and actually look at just the section where Ash shows up at the round table that was on the 18th. And that, and it's in this one that he basically he's coming after his haters.
I think that would be a lot of fun because tomorrow I am streaming a fun video about a crazy Karen that jumped off the side of a plane. And then on Monday, I am going to be talking about Mad Marty.
Oh, I can't wait till you talk about Mad Marty. And on Sunday, Michelle Carpenter is going to be a guest, and it's going to be basically like, okay, now that you've done your own independent research, and she's a former Beachbody coach just like me.
And she has done a few videos on Passive, and
Yes,
she's
she
like small like me, so please do go and check them out as well if you have not yet.
Okay, Logan is asking how they can be stopped. I'm going to tell you to tell your story to the FTC about them, and I'm going to put the website up, mlmchange.org. If you are not aware of this, let me share this.
This is Michelle's website.
Michelle created this.
Michelle has been an amazing person who has entered our community and created this website for us that goes through all of the steps on how we can basically do everything we can to either have these things better regulated or shut down. Of course, it takes steps. So the path might be trying to have them regulated better, like with the earnings claims, rule change, and things like this. And then to just kind of keep going until eventually, hopefully, we can prove that they should just be shut down because they cannot follow any of these rules, if that makes sense. Everything with this is a process. MLMs are very attached to the government.
One of the things you can do is use the information that Michelle put here. And Claudia Gross, Claudia is fantastic. Michelle took what did, oh, wait. As soon as
Michelle has a whole slide area in here that will explain everything to you and what you can personally do to help us stop these. And kind of join on the fight. Alonda also runs a conference with several people where they talk about what we will be doing. The best thing you can do is tell your stories.
Yeah, and this
there are stuff about them, and then report anything that you see. If you ever see an MLM making an illegal income claim, send it to the FTC. See them make an illegal medical claim, send it to the FTC. You see them, ripping someone off in a comment section, maybe just send that person some information. Little things like that is basically what we spend our whole days doing when we're not on here.
And if you are, still in the Dream Team group, get screen grabs and you can submit those as a comment to the FTC with what we're, but I just put into you right here, the mlmchange.org, because there is an ANPR about deceptive income claims that the FTC may make a new rule about deceptive claims. You can tell your story as one of the comments. Yes, and the more that you tell your story, the more evidence that we can supply, the better chance we have to do some sort of regulation. And I'm not saying the regulation is going to squash all of these or anything like that, but it is a step in the direction. And it's also a signal to the FTC that people are becoming very aware of what these scams are, how they operate, and they're mad as hell and they're not going to take it anymore.
The other thing that we need to do, which I've been trying to do for a couple of years now, but I could use some help, is we need to get a lot more of the anti-cult people that are out here in the communities to realize that MLMs are commercial cults and that they should be covered just like Jonestown, just like the Manson family, and just like all the other cults that get covered in those communities. Which is why on my channel, I very much cover all the cults and then concentrate a lot on MLMs. But I feel like that's also another step. We do have to kind of all realize that these are cults, they're commercial cults, and that they should be kind of not as socially acceptable as if you were to go and join a cult like Scientology.
The way that I think the demise to this overall quote unquote business structure comes with it becoming not socially acceptable to be a part of it. Kind of like the more public shame there is, like shame associated with being a member of this sort of thing and preying on friends and family and trying to get.
And we're not saying go around shaming people. And
no,
we're not saying like that. We mean like we want it to not be socially acceptable to be in them. So people are like, oh no, that's a scam. Ew. Just like they would if the Manson family was here today and Charles Manson was like, hey, come hang out with me. And you would go, no, thank you. Or someone from Scientology says, hey, come hang out with me. You go, no, thank you. Hunbot on Facebook says, hey, come join my team. It should be the same thing. No, thank you.
When I talk about social shame, I think about things like when like Black Lives Matter, when that became like a really big, with the George Floyd thing and everything. And all of a sudden there was like this social upheaval where there is shame associated with acting in a particular way. And this is like, the actions that you do when you become a Hunbot and all the things that are associated with it. When society says enough is enough, we don't like this, we're not going to accept it, we're not going to allow it, we don't want other people doing it, that's when change will happen.
Yeah, because honestly, like, it's kind of weird in our society. We're against cults and we're against scams, but then for some reason we're okay with MLMs and they're a scammy cult. So I'm not really sure what that's about, but here we are.
And so tomorrow, like I said, we will be back talking about Unpassive, and we will be going over the latest roundtable, the founders only, which was leaked to me. Shocker, I know. Amazing that I have more access to this.
How dare people do that?
Oh, I know.
Damn, Ash. You're going to be so mad.
Exposing Ash yet again. So we will be looking at that because today, when I watched, and I'll play it tomorrow, and I'll play it for Michelle on Sunday also. The latest thing that was on the Burj Khalifa, I'm like, that's it. It's like, I just think about if you were to knock boots with Ash, he would be taking you somewhere, and then you're just going to be disappointed because you're not going to get to where you would want to be because there's going to be no crescendo because he just.
Oh yeah, don't ever get him to be the driver of the road trip.
It's like, it's just not going to be a good thing. You're just going to be like, that was it.
If he's taking you to Disney World, you'll end up in hell. Okay, just don't do it.
So anyway, that's what we have for you tonight. I hope you guys had a good time. I appreciate everybody who came in and interacted in the chat. And
if you were a victim and you came in, by the way, thank you for being brave and for coming and trusting us with the information and for feeling safe enough to speak in our chat. We do really appreciate the mods, and the people in our chat are always very welcoming to everyone that comes in, especially if they have been victimized by what we're speaking about. I just wanted to say that it's always been very pleasant here whenever someone's come in, and everyone's always been very welcoming. But I do feel honored. So thank you.
I think our community is very supportive of anybody who has been victimized by whatever it is that we're speaking about.
Yes, come and join our Facebook group. It's a scam. And then you can join the community, and we can
let me get the link, and I'll put that in the chat.
Because I always find it very, very humbling and very honoring when someone comes in when I'm talking about a scam or an MLM. And maybe they've never said anything out loud about it before. I don't know. And they come in and they say, hey, that thing took me for like several $1,000s. And I'm like, holy crap. Thank you for sharing that with me. That was probably a hard thing to admit because it is very hard.
It is very hard.
It's a very hard thing to publicly admit that you were taken by a company like this. So thank you.
we understand what it's like because we've been there too. And maybe we didn't go through the same thing that you have been through, but it's through something similar. Like I was never in It Works. I was never in Cincy. She was never in Beachbody, but we still speak like the same language and can understand, what each other went through. Same thing looking at anybody who has been taken by Darren and Mike.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your fault. It's because you believed people who told you that they were going to give you something that they basically sold you hope and sold you dreams.
Yeah, and theirs is gross because, like I said, I've even heard of people not even really realizing what it is until they're like paying the
And
money, and it's like then they find out. So it's very, very manipulative.
And if you ever have any information, and I can't even type at the same time. I'm putting my email.
Do you ever have any information on this scam, on Passive, on any other MLMs? Please feel free to write Alonda at her email. You can also find me. It's on my channel. Come look me up. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
But we have been going hard on Passive because it is just so pervasive, and it's like preying on on people that really cannot lose the money. I mean, I'm not saying anybody else can lose money with anything they join, but they've been going after developing countries, and it's just so bad. But that's what I think I found kind of interesting and kind of a twist in this Darren and Mike thing, to know that they were going after people in Bhutan. And it's like, that is a very small country.
And it's very strange to me that Bhutan seems to be very preyed on by MLMs lately.
Yeah.
But they are doing a good job of at least banning them.
So
you got to give them that. At least they may be small, but they be mighty, that Bhutan.
Well, we will talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget, you are beautiful and I love you. Thank you to my mods. Thank you, Beth, for coming here and spending time with me and talking about, the robots from Canada.
Yeah, well, as a Canadian, you got to be here.
Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Good night.
Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.